Crawford week, right? And Terrence Crawford decided to give us a picture of himself looking ripped, looking like he's going for Mr. Olympia. I mean, do you ever take these pictures, Jamel?
I don't want to. Yeah, I flex too, but I don't want to hear it. You know what? I don't want to hear from people because listen, people seen that picture, right? And then you seen them being like, "Oh, muscles don't win fights," yada yada yada, which is true. You know what I'm saying? They was knocking Bud. Oh, he too big, yada yada. Then they had the other picture, and then there's the same people that was knocking him for this picture. It's like no matter what Bud does, he can't win. So I don't really care for these pictures, y'all. I'm just like, just get to the fight. Let's see what the hands do. Let's see what the hands do from both sides on Saturday night, and let's call it a day. But yeah, people they like, I'm over it. I'm over it.
I feel like there's just too much on the outside. I mean, when I seen the picture, I was just kind of like, it just. I told you earlier. It kind of reminded me of when Frank Bruno fought Tyson. Everybody was on the whole, oh, look how much stronger he looks. And I don't think when it comes to combat sports, being that big makes a big difference. I mean, most of the biggest punchers I've ever seen have never been that muscular. So to me, I don't know if that's a thing that should be a positive in boxing, to be honest with you.
Look, it is what it is. He had to put the size on. People say it was too small. He put some size on. Now, I get what you're saying, though, too. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like I said, no, muscles don't win fights, and no, muscles don't always generate, power, of course. But
I know
Bud is a naturally strong dude anyway, so I don't think,
Even when you watch guys in the NFL, right? NFL, stuff like that, I feel like, and I've talked to multiple athletes, they've talked about flexibility being a question, being more tired because you're heavier.
Yeah, muscles take a lot of oxygen, they say.
Yeah, and when you look at this picture, like I like even Canelo is actually a smaller guy than Bud Crawford. He's not a much bigger guy, and even when Canelo goes up to, or when he's fighting at that weight, he doesn't really bulk up. He's he got these ripped up six pack and all that, but he's not necessarily a very, very big dude. Like he doesn't look like like Bud looks way bigger than him. If you look at Canelo just walking around and you look at Bud, he looks complete. Like when they do the face off, he's gonna look completely bigger than Canelo. And I think Chevy's right when she says the picture changed the betting odds. Absolutely, people go by visuals, right? No, she's right though. You gotta think.
I've seen that he was already the favorite, but it went more into his favor. I ain't checking.
No, this ain't. Canelo was the favorite, but
for real?
He wasn't in the beginning. Yeah, he's always been the favorite.
I've heard that Bud was the favorite. That's what I'm saying. Like,
he's the favorite in certain in the black community, not throughout. Like, why you gotta put it out there? It's become a racist thing now. No, it's become a racist thing. No. So I think Canelo is a negative 135, right? Which means that I think you got to bet. You got to bet a certain amount in order to make. Bud is an underdog, but it's not by much. But yeah, that definitely gave a lot of people like, yo, look how big it is. But I'm just like, bro, look at the best punchers.
I'm going for Bud either way, underdog or not.
I'm not mad. Bro, how do you continue to switch cereals? Is absolutely amazing to me. That's crazy. But that is absolutely nothing. I mean, I've looked at some of the biggest. Let's see the biggest punchers in the history of boxing. Right? Let's say Gervonta.
Deontay Wilder's a prime example, though.
Yeah, but he's not super duper bulky.
No, that's what I'm saying. Though he's a prime like he's not. He got the smallest legs in the heavyweight division ever, but he was putting motherfuckers to bed.
Tito Trinidad, bro, like what other big punchers? Even Gervonta or
Thomas Hearns. Simple.
Yeah, like they were not bulky guys. I feel like, and I think a lot of people are getting boxing confused. They're like, oh, this is critical. I'm like, bro, I don't know if that's a plus to be that big. Is there let me ask a question. In boxing, can there be sometimes an overestimation? So what I mean by that is, can't feel like bulking up is the most important thing because they want to throw it.
I think punches are just born naturally, to be honest with you. I think that's all like I said. I think punches are just born naturally.
No, but what I'm saying is,
look, Timothy Bradley was when he was always a muscular dude in his weigh-ins and his fights, but Timothy Bradley was not the biggest puncher out there.
No, no,
I,
I
don't,
know.
I think Budge is a natural puncher, but I think he put on the weight and muscle to mainly bully and maneuver Canelo in there, not so much of trying to knock him out, just trying to maybe muscle him and you know what I'm saying, and hold his ground. I don't think the muscle was put on for Bud to be a puncher. Bud has always been a puncher.
No, to absorb the also, but and this is just my opinion. Do you feel like, and this is actually a question, not an opinion, do you feel like sometimes a camp can overestimate putting on weight and do it the wrong way? Because in my opinion, he looks too big. He doesn't.
You can do it the wrong way. Like I said, you can do it the wrong way. But I think he went to the UFC PI Performance Institute for a reason. To put it on the proper way, so he can perform. Like I said, we won't know until we see him on fight night. But I don't think he put on the muscle mainly to be a puncher. I think he put on the muscle to mainly, stand toe to toe and move the bigger guy.
I just feel like in that aspect, and this is just me personally, the best shot for me for Bud to win the fight was to be fluid, to be faster. I don't believe him putting that muscle is gonna, like, bro, Canelo tears guys apart that are that size.
We're gonna find out. It's great. It's great. We didn't even want to speak with the fight, but here we are.
No, I feel like sometimes a camp could emphasize a certain area. Like Canelo's like, okay, I'm gonna bring Boots in because he's elusive, so I want to focus on that. I'm expecting him to be elusive, and then on the other side, they're like, oh look, this guy can pack a punch. We might want to put on weight. Sometimes you're gonna combat that style, but I just feel like putting on that much mass, that muscle mass. I mean, you don't see wide receivers, you don't see running backs that bulky because of flexibility.
You see running backs that because them motherfuckers is short and stubby. Running backs,
you see them short, stocky.
Yeah,
bro,
they gotta put on that. They gotta put that muscle in with them. Running backs,
I've been around.
They gotta go through them lines.
No, I hear you, but it's not that type of.
Now, wide receivers is a different story. The wide receivers are a different story. They're more agile.
Bro, I've been around like Levante David, Joe McCoy. I've been around Odell Beckham. I've been around all these guys, and they're never that big. They're in shape, right? But it's a different cut. Like he looks like a bodybuilder. A bodybuilder cut, I don't think is gonna help him in this fight. It just doesn't look natural to me. Put that muscle because the body shot's about to be disrespectful. Chevy's a Canelo fight, this.